I come in the middle of it just when they're cutting his body open, right? Apparently, I saw a photograph of this young guy. Died, okay? And I think the whole point of this show is like find out through the science of cutting open dead people what the hell happened, right? How to wear dentures attractively. Eleanor King's Guide to Glamour, 1957. But I come in the middle of this, and they're cutting this body open, and of course this is reenactments, but I think they reenacted with the actual doctor, and then an actor plays the body. That's what I want to do. I want to play dead people. I think I could do that. I think I could remember my lines. I get hundreds of letters like the following asking for help with wrinkles caused by dentures. So they cut this body open, and they're all holding their noses like, oh my God, this is the worst. Can you imagine the worst, having built a career around cutting dead people open, and this is the worst smell you've ever smelled? So it's got my attention. Dentures cause wrinkles? And what this guy dies of, and you gotta excuse me, but this was on television, so it's not like I'm, but I just feel kind of weird talking about it. Isn't impacted shit, right? It's a wad of fecal matter the size of a football in this guy's intestines. She has thought of having a face uplift operation, but is afraid of after results, expense, and of an unnatural smile. It's just, they couldn't believe it. They've never seen a poop that big. If my life depended upon the success of my answer to that problem, here is what I would say. If her life depended on it. So they're like, I don't understand it. But what happens, why he died is this giant wad of poo. Your poop gets so big it starts to stretch the walls of the intestines and force E. coli out into your bloodstream. And that's what killed him. Well, how did this happen to a guy who was, I think, like in his early 30s, apparently healthy? They thought he may have had AIDS. That was the first speculation, that he died of AIDS. But how would his wife not know that, or nobody would know that, and nobody would come forward with that information? Well, that wasn't it. His wife left him, and he was so depressed that he didn't get out of bed. He essentially killed himself by not getting out of bed. Apparently your body likes to move around. Here's my answer. Your face reflects your general outlook, spiritually, physically, emotionally, socially. The most radiant faces belong to the most healthy minds and bodies. Oh my God. This is really horrible, I know. The other thing I'm going to do, which is horrible, is I feel like doing this new painting. Cut all that out because it doesn't matter. It's taking way too much time to talk about all this stuff. And there's glamour to be discussed. That explains something, doesn't it? Stop looking at me. Glamour matters, like how to wear dentures attractively. But what I want to do, and what I think I'm going to do, is a series of paintings, like another art book. And in this art book, I haven't figured it all out, but it's going to be a cross between Punchy, this character I developed who comes from this shattered home. I think I'm going to turn him into a teenage serial killer, and his brother, instead of just being this cute little brother that is just like a normal little brother, but it's like that's the way I used to get people into the story on a level, like to have this. But I'm not going to do that. I think his brother's just going to be retarded, born with Down syndrome. What does it have to do with dentures? I don't know. The kind of food I eat, it's all baby food. I don't know. It doesn't have anything to do with that. Cut all that out. So the older brother's going to be a serial killer. His brother's going to have Down syndrome. There's going to be some kind of character development there. I'm not exactly sure. But his brother, the serial killer, is still going to look out for his little Down syndrome brother. He's probably going to start off, of course, by killing little animals, and then progress to killing other children in the neighborhood that treat his Down syndrome brother poorly. Face exercises do ward off new lines and erase old ones. They help normalize, either filling out thin spots or reducing fat ones. No matter how much I exercise these puppies, they ain't going nowhere. Because there has to be some, blood here. And he has to have, you know, he doesn't have any parents. He's got a mother who's a hooker, okay? His mother turns tricks and lives with her pimp who sells drugs, knocked off by a drug dealer, other drug people in town for not paying up his bill, right? But to make the story really, not that that wouldn't be an interesting enough story. Oh, then maybe, oh, then here's what'll happen in the story. Okay, go easy with plastic surgery. Frankly, I've never seen a successful job on a woman I knew before the facelift. Either a woman won't admit she has done it, or I haven't liked what was left 2 years after the job was done. Now, this is in 1957. Probably talking about pretty crude techniques, I suspect. Not to give it all away, but I'm just thinking out loud, is that the little brother's not going to get caught being a serial killer, but at some point in this progression into the adult phase, he's going to find the Lord, and he's going to make a record called Miracle Brothers. Not like the modern ones, where you can easily change your face into, like, a cat face. Do you see that woman who did that? Oh, what? Where he plays the organ in his living room. The cover photo for this private press record, he's going to be playing the organ in the living room, and his Down syndrome brother is going to be playing some kind of percussion instrument like a maraca, probably or tambourine, something pretty simple to use. Learn to do a professional lipstick job. We're back to lipstick again. Give the beauty editor of your paper to give you name and instructions for applying liquid which prevent lipstick from creeping into wrinkles around the mouth. Now, this is back when newspapers had a beauty editor, and they're gonna put out a record called Miracle Brothers. He doesn't have to be honest about it. He can just evangelize and take advantage of people. That's right. He could just make money by being an evangelist serial killer who takes advantage of people. Yes, that's right. Oh my God, dear, stop on down sometime. I'm not doing anything here at the paper, except writing this a local beauty column. Did any paper, could they afford, I remember when I worked for the paper, we actually employed a society editor. And her job was to go to all the functions in town and write about the people that attended the functions. Can you believe that now? Now it's not like that. Now it's... Well, this is going to be so awesome. I'm really looking forward to this. Now, newspapers buy photographs from people who have gone out and shot Britney Spears getting out of a car with no panties on. Okay, so he's going to be an evangelist serial killer after he's just a teenage serial killer, and he's going to be like a fake faith healer and all that, okay? But what happens is, at some point, because I want to tie in this whole theme with a Christmas story. It has nothing to do. I read you the whole thing of how to wear dentures attractively, and she does not talk at all about how to wear dentures attractively. It's all about your standard face wrinkles and stuff that there's no way she can resolve unless she tells you to go get plastic surgery back in 1957, which was performed with a bear claw and a roll of duct tape. Is that he's going to meet Santa Claus, and Santa Claus is going to be, I got to come up with the title. It's like this lurid, garish, catchy title, which is, that's what I would, trying to think what I would look like with plastic surgery. You pull this here back, you pull this here back, you maybe fix the nose and just stretch the mouth out a little bit. And his Down syndrome little brother. So anyway, basically, I'm going to tie in. Oh, there has to be something to do with aliens. So this vampire Santa Claus is going to come from the Astro Belt. That's got to work that into the title. Well, I hope you're no more afraid now than when you click the clicky thing, and I'm going into the thrift store now. Here we are at the thrift. Concept man. I was born to be a concept man, not the concept executioner. Not an executioner of concepts. Cut all that out. Have a nice Halloween, folks. Have a scary, horrible, rotten... No. I was overacting. I'm sorry.